A lot of the time we're really focused on new ideas and new treatments, but it's not just about new products really, is it? It's a lot of the time it's a lot about thinking about what else is needed in the drug development process to make sure you've got the right pieces of the puzzle in place when you're getting closer to large trials and to patients. So can you just give us an overview of what are all those other aspects and challenges that might be out there in the moment in the radiopharmaceuticals industry, and really what are the opportunities?
Radiopharmaceuticals, particularly when we're looking this new area of these current generation of radiopharmaceuticals, are new to the market. Right? So there are some teething problems around that. We currently are in a situation where the main product for prostate cancer treatment, Pluvicto, is not being supplied to patients to the demand that's out there. Right? This is potentially a $5 to $10 billion market, and they're selling, at the moment, a couple of $100 million a quarter into that space because the supply is not there.
So
right?
there's real demand, but no supply.
And it's heartbreaking. So there's been 2 failures at the moment by Novartis in launching this product and getting it out to patients. And currently it's not out to patients. And there's a myriad reasons for that, batch failures and the like. But if you're looking to deliver into, potentially a $5 to $10 billion market, all of this is currently built off the nuclear reactor infrastructure, which is aging, but the opportunity there is certainly for us. We've differentiated completely from that reactor supply chain. Copper-67 is manufactured on rotatrons, similar size to a cyclotron, can fit into this room and make copper-67. Right? So we're differentiated. They think all you need to do is plug it in. All right? It's electricity you need. And we're getting away from the issue around rare earths required to produce lutetium, where we use zinc. Okay? So it's a much easier process. And this allows then global scale. So at the moment, rotatrons have been installed in the US manufacturing copper-67, but you can easily replicate that and go to Europe. You can easily replicate that and go to Asia and then have products running off the back of that copper-67 based therapy products. So we're looking to address that issue. There's a similar dissociation on the diagnostic side. At the moment, the commercial products are 1 hour and 2 hour half-lives. You only have limited then capabilities if your half-life is so short. Right? You need generators near patients or cyclotrons near patients producing the product for diagnosis. You can't image over longer time points. And we've discussed the benefits of that earlier. But imaging at later time points potentially finds more tumors, and we've shown that through research. So suddenly the whole patient experience revolves around the half-life of the product or the isotope. We're getting away from all of that. Centralized manufacture, broad distribution of diagnostics, centralized manufacture and broad distribution of therapies, and then scalability with copper-67 manufactured on any continent and addressing that.
So you're setting up a really different and new kind of supply chain model, which is different to the first generation of radiopharmaceuticals. Has that been something that you've needed to set up yourself? Are you sort of pioneering in this area?
So we are working with partners on that in the manufacture of isotopes. We don't manufacture isotopes at this point in time because we're purely in clinical development. But it's a situation where in the future we could do that, and depending on what we do. But we've got some great partners at the moment manufacturing copper-64 and copper-67. Right? But in the future, the way we see this working, and when we look at the size of Novartis, they can never do this. Right? Novartis are requiring nuclear reactor supplied isotopes. Novartis are never going to own a nuclear reactor, right? No. It's not their game, right?
Big purchase.
Yes, it is. It is. Where, as opposed to that, it's easy for a pharma company to set up rotatrons and cyclotrons. So in the same facility, you could have rotatrons and cyclotrons manufacturing your products and then broadly distributing, as I said, in the US, and then moving that to Europe, and then moving that to Asia. They're not going to build a reactor in Asia. Right? And nobody's going to do that. But we can set up a cyclotron and rotatron facility in Asia, supplying, the Asian countries with much needed therapies that they require. This is something very distinct to Clarity, where you can have the whole supply chain manufacture process and products under one roof.